My name is Keith Mosier. I'm a chef, and I graduated from Fremont Ross in 1997. So what we're going to make today is a sun-dried tomato and spinach stuffed chicken breast. I bought a one-way ticket, flew over to Europe, and stayed there for about 8 years. I went from restaurant to restaurant and hotel to hotel, and wanted to work for free and to get all the experience that I could underneath the best chefs that I could. So I started off, first of all, in English. That was obviously very problematic. So I had to learn the language. So I started German and Italian and French. I applied to some different places and got accepted into Bad Kreuznach Kurhaus. It's in southern Germany, right on the base of the Alps where they start. And I got in there. I learned German very well in the process of my internship. And under the kitchen chef, Heiko Sauer, I picked up the German and got the basics of cooking down. So after about a year of that, I decided to transfer over to Johann Lava. He is, for put it in perspective, he is the Emeril Lagasse, or the Joe Montana, or the, however you want to say it, of cooking in Europe. When you think of cooking in Europe or someone on TV, definitely Johann Lava comes to mind. Anyway, so I worked under him for 2 years at the internship and really got my skills down. So here what we're going to do is at the base of the breast, we're going to make an incision about 6 inches deep, enough for your stuffing to go in there. You don't want to stick your thumb in there, make sure it's all clear of any obstructions, so you can pipe in your stuffing that we're going to make here in a second. I developed a passion for food when I was very young. I remember going in the kitchen and helping my mom with different things, tasting it, and I'll be honest, my mom wasn't the best cook, and maybe that's why I decided to get into this occupation. She'll be the first one to tell you that she cooks homey stuff, and that's actually one thing that I'm not good at. When I moved back to the States, I wasn't good at meatloaf or things like that. I knew how to make a presidential meal, 17-course, whatever, for President Bush, but to make a meatloaf was a little bit challenging. Right, tomato here we got. Just going to slice it up a little bit so the food processor doesn't have such a hard time with it. You don't have any chunks in the stuffing. From very young, I knew that I wanted to get into the culinary industry, but I also knew that I didn't want to just cook. I didn't want to cook Wendy's or McDonald's or even TGI Fridays or something like that. I wanted to go very exquisite. I wanted to cook very high-end food, and it turns out that's what I got to do. Some of the moist things down on the base of the food processor, that way it doesn't bind up too much. If you like ricotta, you can put a little bit more than enough in there. You don't like ricotta, you can use cottage cheese, cream cheese. You don't have to use baby spinach, I always do because it's more tender. If you want to learn something, do it the right way. Go to where it's originated. Well, the best chefs in the world are from Europe, so that's where I decided to go. There was no question in my mind from the youngest age. I knew that I wanted to go to Europe. There was no doubt in my mind. So once it's hit 165, go ahead and let it rest for a couple minutes under low heat or crack your oven door. So there's your stuffing. It's all on the inside. You can see the cavity that you created, especially on these ones there. And one breast with a salad and some veggies should be absolutely plenty. Bon appetit!